those of you who have joined us. And thank you so much for joining us at our very first Coast to Coast live training. It's definitely a learning curve for us, and we're going to try to get it sorted so the next time we can understand a little bit more how this technology works. But I'm hoping that this recording is going to be good for you guys to look back. I'd like to be able to do this probably once a month. I'll look at the calendar, but I'm thinking just off the top of my head, like the second Monday of the month at 9 a.m. for half an hour. And we'll do just a quick training topic. It might not be a hands-on facial. It might just be like, let's talk about acne today. Let's talk about rosacea today, whatever it happens to be. And then a quick Q&A about anything that you have on your mind. So today, specifically for my East Coast customers, we wanted to do a hands-on Enliven geothermal treatment. And I know our timing is a little bit limited, so I'm going to kind of do the beginning part of the facial, the cleansing, toning, exfoliation. I'm going to kind of just zoom through that and then get right to the actual application of the mask, because I know that is what we really need to look at here today. And then we're going to talk a little bit about body action, and then if you have to leave the call, then you just go ahead, do what you need to do. All right, so this is Juliana, and Juliana is a very good friend of mine as well as a work colleague. We've worked together for 10 years, like we've known each other since 2007, right? 2006, so yeah, so 11 years even. Okay. And I'm just realizing, of course, now that we're sitting here recording, I've forgotten the pre-cut gauze. But you know what? It's almost probably good because I can show you how to do the Enliven geothermal treatment even if for some reason you don't have your pre-cut gauze, or you use 2 instead of 1. They were stuck together and you end up with 0 at the end of your box. So I'll show you using these 4x4 gauze. Okay, so I had washed my hands. And Jules isn't wearing any makeup right now, but we are going to go through and do a quick cleanse. And I'm going to use the Purify Cleanser because some of you may have not seen that as well. It's a new product that we launched at the end of April, beginning of May this year. And it's a pure foamy cleanser, and it was formulated specifically for all skin types. I mean, really great for helping to decongest the skin. However, there are so many people who prefer a foamy cleanser over just a milky cleanser. And so we wanted to make sure that we had that available to them, even for people who were sensitive or dehydrated, but just otherwise would just use like a bar of soap or something like that because they prefer that foam. Of course, you know, we wanted to have something that would be better than just soap. So this is the Purify Cleanser. It comes in a 120 ml bottle. A little bit goes a long way, and it is a gel cleanser. And it does require quite a bit of water. To get going. But once you get it going, you can see that you get a really nice soft lather, nice gentle foam, and it has lemon and neroli and frankincense. So lemon essential oil, neroli essential oil, and frankincense essential oil. And we have the foaming agent is a coconut-based foaming agent, along with a olive oil-based foaming agent. So this now, I know we've recommended in the past using the clear cleanser as a pre-cleanse, and you still can. But I would say now that we have this product, this would be sort of designated more as a specific pre-cleanse product. And while I have you guys on the call, I wanted to show you, I put some waterproof liquid liner on my hand, and it's been wet now. I've been cleansing it. It's obviously still there. And I just wanted to show you with the soft tonic as the eye makeup remover, how well it removes even the waterproof. So just with a little bit of the soft tonic, you can see how it just dissolves it. I should probably leave it on for a second and let it dissolve. But it just wipes it right away. Well, of course it did earlier when I was doing this to make sure that it was going to. Of course, here, it just needs a chance to dissolve. But I thought it was really interesting that it even would take away the waterproof. Here it comes. Because this particular one that I have, it stays put. It's like on the skin. So I'm just going to make sure we have all the makeup off. So the exfoliant that I'm going to demo today as well is the Restore Enzyme Peel. This is also a product that it's fairly new. It's over a year old now, but it's still a newer product, and it's a powder using papaya and pineapple enzymes as well as rosemary and white willow bark. So great if there is a lot of congestion in the skin that needs to be softened for extraction. And it just gives the skin a really nice, bright appearance afterwards as well. And so the way to blend it is you take 3 teaspoons of the product, which I'm just going to estimate here. And the protocol indicates to use the clear tonic, and you use just 1 teaspoon. So it's 3 to 1. And it creates sort of just a very, very light paste. And the thing with enzymes, in order for them to be activated, what we need to do is we need to obviously moisten them, as well as we need to keep them warm. So the warmth activates them as well. So when we apply this, we just apply in a really thin layer all over the skin. And because it is thin, we don't want to apply it too thick or you may get a little bit of running. So my suggestion is to layer it. So you're going to apply a nice thin layer all the way around. And then if you have any more left over, then you can kind of go back. And if there's any spots that are specifically needing extraction, then you can just sort of double layer on those spots. Then once you have it on, if you have a steamer and you prefer to use the steam, then you can put this right underneath the steam. If you do not have a steam, then we just use hot towels. I'll take this. And I'll be right back with the hot towel here. Okay, so that stays on for between 5 and 7 minutes. We won't let it stay on quite as long just for the interest of our timing, but that's going to stay on now. And while this is on, I'm going to very quickly just take one moment and go grab a gauze. I can show you with this one, but I want to show you even more how to properly just kind of get it set on the skin. So I want to have it. So I'll just be right back. Okay, I'm back. So where we are right now, we're in Windermere, Ontario. And right here is actually my home. And then downstairs is where my warehouse is. So I just had to run downstairs. So it makes it very convenient to have the warehouse so close. Mm-hmm. Okay, so as I was saying, just for the sake of the video, we'll go ahead and remove. And if you're not already, I think both of you are, but on the Facebook page, we always have people coming up with great suggestions for different blends. So I believe it was Bonnie from Abbotsford has just posted something about blending this Restore mask. I think it's with the Renew Exfoliation. So, and she said it was amazing. So please feel free if you've come up with a specific blend that you like to do and you're getting great results, post it on there and share it. And I mean, if you don't have anything, then keep watching because people are posting things all the time and that are even new to me. So it's amazing to have that community and for us to be able to share. So I'm just going to make sure that the enzymes are completely neutralized. And I'm just going to tone. Okay. So now we get started with the actual Enliven geothermal treatment. Leading up to that, you're just doing your customized treatment as you would normally in your facial. Of course, you can choose to use higher end exfoliant if you want, in order to make the treatment a little bit more special. As far as whether or not you're doing this as an add-on to your customized regular facial, or if you have this scheduled as an Enliven geothermal treatment. So we're going to take our, of course, wonderful Enliven oil, which you get one full bottle in the pack of 5. This will last like way more than 5 treatments. However, it just means that you can be generous, which we want you to be generous in this treatment. As well as when you finish your box of 5 of the masks, what it allows you to do is it allows you to have this product still in your back bar to use to your advantage. So you can continue to use it in your facial treatments. But what I always recommend is for you to have an upcharge. So it's like an upgraded facial. So instead of having the full Enliven geothermal treatment, they can have during the massage treatment portion of the facial, they can upgrade, say, for an extra $5 or $6 to use the Enliven oil. So because it is a higher end product, as we know. And so your customers, and I mean, obviously it's completely up to you, but your customers should be paying a little bit of a premium for it if you're using it just in your regular facials. Because if you don't, and you also offer the Enliven geothermal treatment, they'll wonder why they should spend more for that treatment than your regular facial if you're just using the Enliven anyway, right? So with this Enliven oil, we have the essential oil of rose geranium. And rose geranium contains niacin. And niacin helps to stimulate the circulation and increase, promote a vasodilation. So it helps to relax the capillaries and open the capillaries to bring more blood flow to the surface, which then in turn helps to bring oxygen to the surface of the skin. So you'll notice as you're massaging, the skin will become warm and will become a little bit flushed, and that's normal. And that's what you want. You want this oxygenation of the tissues, because with oxygen and blood flow, bring all the nutrients as well to the surface of the skin. Helps to also promote collagen synthesis, elastin. And I really get in there with my massage. I won't do my full massage, poor Jules. But I like to get in there. I really feel like massaging the neck and décolleté really, really well also helps to promote bringing blood circulation up to the face. You know, if you think about it, our hands and our feet and these extremities, well, our head is sort of, you know, like it's an extremity. And so we need to be able to get, you know, that really good blood flow going. And so, you know, I feel like by massaging the neck and the shoulders and the décolleté, you're really helping to bring that circulation up. And it feels good too.
It really does make the facial experience like so much better.
Yeah, and it is about the experience. I mean, you want the results for your customers, but it's the experience, the overall experience. I mean, if you give them a fantastic massage, they're going to really remember that. And then on top of that, have the amazing benefits and results from the actual facial you're giving, right? So, I've had facials where they've kind of skimped on the massage. I'm like, what? That's like everyone's favorite, you know, part. Don't skimp. So today I am skimping though, just for the video. Okay. So the next steps of the Enliven geothermal treatment. You guys still there?
Yep.
Yep. Okay,
yep.
great.
Yep.
You guys can see everything okay?
Yep.
Okay, great. So the next steps is sort of the prep. So it's sort of a multi-layer facial where we need to then apply the Enliven oil, and then we're going to apply the hydrate mask. This kind of has two purposes. One is to obviously increase the hydration level of the facial. So we've layered with the oil. Now we're going to layer with the mask. And my brush is over there. So that's the one layer. The other thing is to protect the hair from the actual geothermal mask. And the reason why we want to make sure we protect the hair is that we don't want the mask to get stuck. So when you apply the hydrate mask, and I'll show you, you're going to want to obviously get it on the skin so that it can absorb, but also right over the lips, right across the nostrils, and right over the eyebrows, and whatever I have left into the brush, I just sort of brush into the hairline. That makes sure that you're kind of providing a little bit of a barrier between the hair and the mask, just to, again, prevent any sticking. Be right back with my brush. Okay. Have you guys slept with this on at night? Have you tried that yet?
No.
No? Give that a try, especially now coming into this drier season. Even just once or twice a week, sleeping with the hydrate mask on, like doing your full regimen, applying cream, and then just putting a thin layer of the hydrate mask and just going to bed. It'll absorb pretty fast and dry pretty fast. But when you wake up in the morning, your skin just feels so amazing.
Cool.
And it's great too for people like, I mean, we have the Enliven oil for, sort of that deep conditioning treatment, but it's not recommended for people who have hypersensitive skin, again, due to the fact that it helps to stimulate the circulation. So for people who have microcirculatory problems, it's not the best choice. So we can offer them the hydrate mask for them to use as a night treatment instead of the Enliven oil. Okay, and then we're going to make sure that we protect right around the eyes. So we have, of course, the Vanish Eye Serum. So we're going to take a little bit of that. And I have longer nails right now, and I know that's a no-no if you're doing facials on a regular basis, but I don't usually. Okay. So we get it all around the eyes, and then we're going to take our 2x2 gauze, or if you have cotton pads. I like the 2x2 gauze because they're thin, and also they don't absorb as much product. So because of the cotton pads, I know some people split them, and then you get the fuzz and stuff like that. The 2x2 gauze are actually really economical. They're not all that expensive, and like I said, they don't absorb quite as much product, so you're letting your product go a little bit further as well. So what you can do, obviously, we know we can kind of stretch them a little bit. And what we want to make sure we do, where's my brush? I'm just going to make sure, again, to go over the eyebrows with the hydrate mask across the lips and across the nostrils, and then just sort of into the hairline. And we also want to make sure the eyebrow is covered. So we're going to stretch out our gauze just enough to go over the eyebrow and make sure the eye is covered nicely. And the
Sorry, what did you spray on that, Nicole?
Sorry?
What did you spray on the gauze?
The soft tonic.
Thank you. Okay.
Yep. And so just right over the eyebrows. And the hydrate mask helps for everything to stick as well. So now we are ready for our gauze mask. And we just want to get it warm with, or wet with warm water. Okay, while I was over there, I was getting some water. So you just get it wet, wring it out really well. It doesn't need to be like soaking wet. It just needs to be damp. Okay, so here it is. And what you're going to do is just at first, just going to try to line it up as best as possible. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go back and you're going to make sure that it's nice and flat. Okay, so flat around the nose. I find you always have to pinch this middle section for the upper lip and kind of lay it to the side. But it's wet, so it's going to stretch for you, the same as the other gauze does. And the Hydrate mask is going to allow you just to sort of press it down onto the skin, and it will stick. The thing you just want to avoid is a lot of bunching or overlapping. And so you're just going to get this nice and smooth out. Okay, now you have the eyes completely covered. Just get it stuck to the nose there. There we go. You have the eyes completely covered, but you want to always make sure that you ask your client if you can go over the eyes with the mask or not, because some people might be really claustrophobic and like having their eyes covered like with something a little bit, it's going to feel not super heavy, but they're going to feel like they have something there. So I always ask the client, are you okay with the mask over your eyes? Mm-hmm. Okay, so she says yes. If not, then you just have to go around. It's just a lot easier to be able to go over the eyes, that's all, and there's enough mask to do that. When you apply the mask, you're only coming to the jawline, okay? So just, you can tell, I mean, the gauze doesn't go much further than that anyways, but when the mask hardens, it contracts. So you don't want it to come down too far over the neck, or it's just going to feel just a little bit too tight around the neck area. So you're coming to just underneath the chin and just below the jawline, and then of course all the way, you know, around the whole hairline. So I'm just going to get this. Okay. And I might need to get more water because I've been talking now. The water that you use needs to be hot. So as hot as the tap water you have. If the tap water you have doesn't get hot where it's like almost uncomfortable to have your hand under it, then you may need to like pre-boil some water in advance. But from my experience, most people's hot water is hot enough. I just need to let my tap run quite a long time here before it gets there. So I might need to go back and get some more. So anyways, what you're going to be doing is you're going to take your Enliven Geothermal mask pouch. It's already pre-measured. And it says right on it the instructions. So if for some reason you don't have your sheet handy, you blend it with 60 mils of hot water and mix well. But there's sort of a little bit of a trick to this. Because it's so sensitive to the actual temperature of water, and also depending if it's soft water, hard water, you may need to add a tiny bit less than 60 mils or a tiny bit more than 60 mils. So why that's important is because you don't have more of this unless you open up a new package. So you just want to be cautious when you're blending the water. You don't want to just like dump all 60 mils in. What I recommend is putting in 2/3 of that and getting it sort of going, and then add the rest as needed until you get the right consistency, which is like it's like an icing consistency. So you don't want it dripping. So the other thing you're going to need is you're going to need a rubber bowl. So this hardens like a hard mask. So you don't want to use it in like a stainless steel bowl because it'll be too hard to clean. You're not going to be putting this down the drain. You're going to be putting this into the garbage, whatever is left in the bowl, or else you'll eventually just start clogging up your drain. So the whole thing gets put into the rubber bowl. And as I said, just to make sure this works well, I'm going to go get some more hot water. And I always like to use a spatula. You can use a tongue depressor if you want, completely fine. I just prefer this shape because I find the spoon shape, you can just scoop a little bit more and you're just able to apply it a little bit better. So these are available at any aesthetic supply, same as the rubber bowls. Okay, so sorry, I keep popping out. I just want to make sure that I get the right temp water. Okay, so I have 60 mils, and I'm going to add 2/3 of that. And you really want to make sure you're digging down to the bottom of your bowl here. And getting all of the powder at the bottom. And this mask will surprise you. You'll be like, oh my gosh, I need like so much more water, and it doesn't always. So just be careful when you're adding water that you don't add too much. Continue to add a little bit and mix, and a little bit and mix. Okay, and I need a little bit more water than I grabbed. Okay, so once you get it to the consistency that you want, which I'll show you, is like it's clump, like it will plop down like this, see? So it's not drippy. You want to give it just a quick whip. And you do sort of have to work a little bit quickly with this mask. So I actually prefer to stand. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a nice big helping, I don't know if you can see that, start at the chin and sort of scoop all the way to the top. Okay, and so she said it was fine going over the eyes. So the goal is, so this is going to go on, it's about, I don't know, like 1/8 of an inch thick, consistently all the way around, so that you don't see the gauze underneath. And you also need to very kindly let your customer know that this is their time to, reflect and have some quiet moments to themselves, that any talking during this time could crack the mask. And any cracks in the mask basically are allowing heat to escape. So the idea is to keep the mask as intact as possible while it's on. So of course you want to check in with them and make sure that they're comfortable. But you can see how quickly it applies. So yes, you have to work quickly, but it's a fairly easy mask to work with if you get the right consistency. And honestly, it's really just practice. Practice makes perfect, because you'll get to really know the mask. So you'll see it's starting to kind of dry now, and it's becoming a little bit more difficult to work with. So I'm just going to quickly kind of go back. I'm pretty much done here. You can see them now. I've got it all on, but I just want to make sure that any little spots that need covering are covered. Okay, now that's a pretty good, smooth application, and I'll bring the computer, like the screen, or the camera, sorry, a little bit closer so that you can see. But if you're not happy with, how smooth it is, then you can't mess with it a lot. But if you wet your fingers, you can sort of go over it a little bit and very, very gently smooth it out. So this is even almost past that point now at this time. And again, you don't really want to mess with it too much, but if you're doing a demonstration or you're doing one to have on display in your spa to create conversation, then you may want to, get it looking perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this, all the last little bits of the mask in here. You need to let it dry and you need to let it set. Once it's dried and set, you can squish the bowl and it will crack off, and you can kind of like scrape it off, and then you put that into the garbage, not down your sink, okay? Okay, so I'm going to pick you up. There we go. So that's what it looks like once it's on. So I don't know, maybe it was probably really only a minute and a half of application, would you say?
Yeah.
Doesn't take very long. Okay, so while Jules is enjoying some quiet time to herself, this is when I recommend letting it set first. So obviously doing some kind of hand massage is lovely. I know leaving your client isn't, the best idea, but, really just giving them some time. If you're in a room, just dimming the lights, maybe turning up the music just a little bit, just really letting them relax. Again, it's all part of the experience of the facial. And, a lot of times people are coming to see you because they just need that time to themselves and they're doing something great for themselves as part of their self-care. So by enhancing your treatment with allowing them that little bit of extra me time, I think is really important. So even if you're, you're there, again, like I said, doing a hand massage, something like that, it's really important. But I was going to say scalp massage is awesome. It's one of my favorites. But you want to make sure the mask is sort of mostly set before you start messing around with this, or you could pull it and crack it. Okay, so just let that happen first. So what I'm going to talk to you about now while the mask is on is body addiction. I'm going to go through some of the products with you guys and introduce for those who haven't had a chance to play with it or see it yet. And so because we have about between 15 minutes and 20 minutes to let this mask set. And we're just starting to feel it heat up now at this point. So it's going to take a little bit of time. And that would all be part of what you incorporate into your menu of services, as well as the extra time this treatment takes. So let me bring this over a little bit. Okay. So I'll first talk about the body creams. So the body creams that we have, obviously, the whole line itself has gone along with the face addiction line. So as far as the fresh, clear, and soft, I wanted to make sure that it was very evident to people that it was the same brand, even though it's body addiction, face addiction. So you'll notice that obviously the packaging is similar but different. The labels are similar but different, and then the logo is the same thing. And even the formulations of the product are similar but different than face addiction. So we still have, it's still gluten-free, made in Canada, natural aromatic ingredients, all botanical, plant-based. The preservative, again, is the radish root ferment filtrate, so we don't have any additional chemical preservatives in the line. The textures are still really nice, absorb easily, you don't need a lot, so all that same thing. But what we're really promoting with body addiction is the Dirty 30 list free. So some of you might be familiar with this list, and a lot of cosmetic companies are sort of touting that they're Dirty 30 free, and these are just the 30 most sort of ugly cosmetic ingredients that are commonly used that we've chosen not to include into the product. So there's a lot that, we've sort of even taken it even further by saying, no preservatives, no chemical preservatives in this. But that's something that's fairly well recognized, I find, from your customers in this Dirty 30 type thing. So we wanted to really make sure. And when I do finally get the cards done, the postcards done, which I'm working on early next week to go to print, that will be on there. So that list of those 30 ingredients will be listed, as we don't have that in the products. So we have the 3 creams, the soft body cream, the clear body cream, and the fresh body cream. So the same type of thing they do on the skin as far as clear, fresh, and soft is the same thing you're going to see for the body. So the clear body cream has the lemongrass and bergamot. It does also have hyaluronic acid in it and hemp seed oil. And hemp seed oil, as we know from the Enliven oil, is very regulating and balancing on the skin. So this is going to help if there's any body acne or just any type of detoxification that needs to happen. Then the clear body cream is going to be the choice for them. So again, like I said, it just kind of follows straight in line with all of that. And it is a cream. That's a lot. I want to show you. That amount right there will go a very, very long way. So just for hands, that would be too much. You would probably use that much for your hands and sort of your forearms and elbows. So it's just nice to know that, you're getting a really great value for the price. And the retail price for the creams are $32. So that's the clear. The soft has the rose essential oil, as well as the rose hip and royal jelly extract. And so this would be for people that have super, super dry, irritated skin, especially, even in the winter time, psoriasis, eczema. I've had people come and say that they've been applying the soft cream, like the facial cream, on their body and seeing a great difference, which I would agree. I'm sure that would work really well. But of course, it's a little bit expensive because some of the ingredients that are used are facial skin specific. And so they are a little bit more expensive. So when we're talking about body, our skin is different on our body than it is on our face. So we can use some different oils that are going to be a little bit more hydrating for the skin without being as expensive. So for this one, we have the olive squalane oil, camellia oil, as I said, the rose and rosehip, and royal jelly. So again, a little tiny bit goes a long way, and it smells just as good as the facial cream. And it's just so beautiful. I have to say, I was seeing a customer yesterday, Carol from Soul Skincare and Aesthetics in Verner, Ontario, and just saying that growing up, I'm not the kind of person that really needed a moisturizer during the day. My skin just wasn't all that dry, but now that I'm getting a little bit older, I especially notice it coming into this drier type seasons in the fall and the winter. And so now that I have body addiction, I'm really getting into the habit of using a moisturizer on a daily basis, and I can absolutely see a huge difference before and after using these products. And 2, your nails will just start to grow like crazy. So when your nails really start to grow, that there's a lot of good nutrition in the product. And then with the fresh, it's grapefruit. And this has grapeseed oil and avocado oil, as well as aloe vera and the grapefruit, like I said. And so this is really more for firming and tightening the skin. So if people just have, on their upper thighs, bum, arms, just some skin that they just would like to see a little bit more firm, then the grapefruit will definitely help with that. And I'm noticing my computer needs to be plugged in, so before I lose you, I'm going to do that. Okay, then we have the body cleansers. And the body cleansers are, of course, sodium lauryl sulfate free. They're quite creamy in their consistency, and I've tested this myself. You can see the consistency of it. They're very, very rich and creamy, super, super soft lather. Rinses off beautifully, has a really nice level of fragrance, so it's not too overpowering, but it's just super enjoyable to use in the shower. Really simple formulation. I believe there's no more than 10 or 11 ingredients in this product. So really, really simple, beautiful formula. And what was I going to say specifically about it? Just leaves your skin feeling really, really soft and not drying. I tested it as for shaving just to see if you could use it. So yes, you can. You just don't foam it up first. So you just barely get your skin damp, squeeze some out, and before you foam it up, put it directly on your skin and just sort of, make sure that your skin is completely covered. And it gives a beautiful close shave without it being irritated or anything. It's gorgeous. So I recommend you try that. And of course, we have them in all the same fresh, clear, and soft for the same purposes. So for body acne, use the clear. For really, really dry skin, use the soft. For firming and toning, you're going to use the fresh. And then we have the smoothing pastes. And the smoothing paste is like a scrub. However, it is a little thinner in consistency. So I'll show you. They may need a little bit of a stir because it is an all natural scrub, but they stay incorporated fairly well. And it does have a little bit of a foaming agent in there too. So again, it rinses really nice, but it also has pumpkin seed oil. So it's going to be very hydrating for the skin. So what you want to do is you kind of just want to get your skin a bit wet. Just a little bit damp, doesn't need to be soaking. Take a small amount of the smoothing paste and it will just stick right on. It doesn't drip or flick or anything like that. And you just massage it right onto the skin. And once you've massaged it and exfoliated to the level that you prefer, then you just wet your hands again. And it will just sort of dissolve. So you just kind of keep massaging it, and you can easily do this as a body scrub treatment if you wanted to without a shower, because it will just basically dissolve right off the skin. So once you have it dissolved, you just take your towel, like a hot towel. I just have a paper towel here right now, but just a hot towel, and it just kind of wipes right away. And that's it. So nice, and the oils leave the skin feeling really, really soft and smooth, but not greasy or oily or anything like that. So I can't wait for you guys to try it out and let me know how it works. That'd be great for manicures, pedicures, body treatments, and of course for home too. Okay, let's see how Rose is doing. This is the Christmas promo I wanted to show you as well with the 3 products. Okay, so it's feeling quite warm right now. It's just going to need another few minutes and then I'll remove again just for the sake of the demonstration. We don't need to do the whole 20 minutes, but we'll let it stay on just a few more minutes. So then we have the Enliven body oil, which has been very sort of long awaited. People have been asking for this almost as soon as we came out with the Enliven facial oil. And the difference with this is that we've exchanged a couple of the really high performance oils that are in the facial oil with oils that have a similar texture and similar benefits, but are more suited for body and a little bit less expensive. And then that's how we've come up with the price for this, because we had a question that we addressed on the Facebook page was, how come this is 120 mils for 44 and the facial oil is 60 mils for 65? And so I did a whole explanation on there. And the difference is the marula and the rosehip oils. Those two oils are extremely expensive, but also extremely wonderful and suited for the facial skin. But they're not as necessary on the body. Again, explaining that our facial skin is different than our body skin, and we want, also good results on the body, but we expect higher end and results and different results for the face. So we exchanged the marula and the rosehip oils with pumpkin seed oil and peach kernel oil. They're both very fine textured oils, both really rich in vitamin A. However, they're not quite as expensive. So we still have the camellia oil from the green tea plant, so still really, really super rich in antioxidants, which is one of the main oils in the Enliven face oil. We also have the hemp seed oil in here as well, same as the face oil, which is very rich in linoleic acid and helps to balance the sebaceous gland secretions. So even if you are oily but are dehydrated, which is usually the case, the Enliven oil or the Enliven body oil is still going to be great because you have that hemp seed oil to help to balance and regulate, and you'll find your skin is actually less oily with use. Okay, bye, Karen.
Hi, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks so much for coming in.
Yep.
Okay, bye. See you again. So, so this oil still has the hemp seed oil, and then it has, of course, the same essential oil blend of rose geranium, frankincense, and vanilla. So with this, it's in a disc cap, and like the other products, a little bit goes a very long way. So I only have a little bit there, and I mean, that's going to do both arms like right up to my shoulders. And it absorbs really nice and quickly, but of course, being that it's an oil, leaves a little bit of a different finish on the skin. So it really leaves the skin, I mean, you can see the sun's coming in the window there, but you can see it leaves just like a beautiful glow on the skin. And feels so nice. And of course, we know what the Enliven oil smells like. It smells fantastic. So this has been a really, really great product. It's really good for stretch marks as well. So, before pregnancy, I know Marissa from Spa Luxe in Iroquois Falls was using this on her tummy to prevent stretch marks. And then, of course, afterwards to help everything kind of firm back up again. So, So that's the Enliven body oil. So it's going to be so great for summertime as well. Then the last product before I remove this mask is the Aloe and Kelp Detox Mask. Carol yesterday, she's like, oh gosh, okay, let me smell it. Let's see how you did with the smell. And she was actually quite surprised how nice it smelled, because I know even myself, anything with seaweed or kelp has been like just nauseating. It's just not a pleasant smell. And this has been, this is quite nice. So of course you can't smell it. We don't have smell-o-vision yet, but I'll have Jules smell it for you. Anyways, you can kind of see it in there. I'm running in tools to scoop. There's a little brush. Okay, I just scooped a little bit out, so you can see it here. So the texture of it is quite light, and the reason for that is because I've always found with body masks, I mean, we know that it doesn't need to be applied super thick for it to work. And the other thing is that it's always so difficult to remove, whether you're doing it in the shower or whether you're going to use towels. If it's, say, a foot treatment or just a spot body treatment, you need it to be easy to apply and you need it to be easy to remove, because if it's difficult to apply or remove, you're not going to enjoy doing it, and your customer's not going to enjoy that experience either. So the texture is really light, quick to apply. You can apply it with your hands as I just showed you, or you can apply it with a mask brush. And the whole purpose of this mask is to obviously detoxify and to encourage lymphatic elimination, as well as kelp and seaweed are actually very similar to our own skin's composition as far as the minerals and nutrients that are found there. So what happens when you put algae or kelp or anything like that directly on the skin just takes what it needs. So if it's moisture, it takes that. If it's magnesium, it takes that. If it's potassium, it takes that. So basically it's replenishing for the skin. And like I said, it's detoxifying because it helps to stimulate the circulation and the lymphatic elimination and drainage. So the way you can customize this is it's going to be hydrating again because of the aloe. If your customer is really dry, start with the soft line. If the customer is doing this for detoxification because of body acne or you're doing a back facial, use the clear line. If your customer is using this because they want, they're going on holiday and they just want to firm and tone, then use the fresh line. So it's completely customized. Again, like everything else that we do from beginning to end with the smoothing paste, what they rinse off with in the shower, and then the finishing product. So that is pretty well the whole line. So let's see. This is ready to come off. Let me move this so you can see. I can't tell what you can see and what you can't see. So if you listen, you can hear it's perfectly hard, totally hard. Mm-hmm. So the next step after the mask is to use a cold towel. So what we've done here with the heat is we've created a vasodilation. So we've continued that as what the Enliven oil is doing, is relaxing and opening the capillaries to allow circulation to come to the surface of the skin. The mask has further allowed for the vasodilation, and the heat has encouraged the penetration of the Enliven oil as well as the hydrate mask deeper into the layers of the skin, so for a longer lasting result. And the cold towel that we're going to apply on is now encouraging the vasodilation. So it's going to close the capillaries, well, not really close, but to kind of firm them up and shock them so that they aren't dilated any longer. They're kind of more closed, and it's going to seal everything in. So I'm just going to go get a cold towel. Okay, so we have that here. So what we do when we remove is we just kind of put our hands on either side of the mask and just ask your client to smile and kind of wiggle their face a little bit. There we go. And it lifts right off, just like this. Okay, so you can keep it or not or whatever. That one's a nice one. If I had a spa, I'd probably set that out for a couple of days, just somewhere like maybe by pedicures or something that people can see. This is the cold towel, so you just do a contrast. And it just gets people to, maybe ask questions, oh my gosh, what's that? Or whatever. And it says, well, that's our Enliven geothermal treatment. And it just helps to create a conversation and get people asking questions. How are you feeling?
Good.
Good.
The seaweed mask smells good, by the way.
It smells good?
Yeah, it does.
You can smell it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Minty and fresh.
Yeah, and so it's eucalyptus, mint, a little bit of peppermint, and lemongrass.
Oh, nice.
And it just sort of, it doesn't really mask it, like it just complements the kelp to a point.
Freshness.
Yeah, where you're not like, oh my god.
Gross seaweed.
Yeah.
It's like,
It doesn't smell like fish. I know I've worked with some micronized algae in the past that literally just smell like fish from the ocean.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously it's pure, and I'm sure it's doing a great job. But again, coming back to that whole experience situation, you want the whole package, right? Okay, so you can see how beautiful she is, and I'm just gonna finish with a mist of the soft tonic. I'm going to apply just a little bit more of the eye serum. with the soft cream. Just a little bit, you don't need a lot. And when you're applying your finishing cream, you want to use really sort of light motions just to help to promote, just kind of get it into the skin, but you don't want to kind of warm everything up and do a big, massage situation again at the end, because you've just done your nice cold towel and sealed everything in, and you want the skin to stay just like that. Okay, and that's it. That is the Enliven geothermal treatment. So thanks to Erin and Karen for coming on and sitting with me live. Fingers crossed, I'm actually recording this. I did press record, so hopefully it's actually recording. And now is for question and answer. So Erin, I know you're the only one on right now, but did you have any questions at all, hun?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure to leave some time for the Q&A at the end if anyone did have any questions. But as I said at the beginning, I'm hoping to do this on a more regular basis, and that if it is sort of a regular scheduled event every month, that we have more and more people come on and take advantage of the time with everybody, and then we just have that for, like I said, just any kind of questions that come up or recommendations or anything like that we can all sort of work as a team to kind of come up with solutions so that we're offering the best services and products for the customers. So I guess if there's no questions, then that ends our very first Coast to Coast online training. And again, thanks for being with us. And if you're watching after the fact, thanks again for being a part of the Face Addiction Stockist family. And we will hopefully see and talk to you all very soon. Thanks so much. Okay, bye, Erin. Thanks for coming on, honey.
Bye.
Okay, bye.